Hi guys, welcome everybody, ladies, gentlemen, anyone in between. This is a third part of the tutorial Ajax and modal boxes in Laravel framework. Where are we? What do we want to go? We are here. We would like to have a dashboard with 3 buttons representing 3 different servers in 3 different locations. And as soon as we click on a button, we would like to see a modal box, and inside the modal box the content of an error log in one of those servers. This is what works now. There is a modal box. We have, in the previous session, we have explained how to do a modal box, but it's empty. There is nothing in it because the Ajax is not working yet. And this is the task for today. Make Ajax bringing some data into the modal boxes. Okay, let us start. We are starting. This is our Empire Blade is our template. We are going to have only one simple template for this demonstration. The template you have seen just the 3 buttons, and the HTML is here, and it looks like this. Each button has an ID, like check Texas for Texas, or check Berlin for Berlin, and so on. And as soon as this button is being checked, the pop-up comes up and does nothing. Comes up because in this part, this is in jQuery part, we also already have a modal show. This show in this line that's what we finished last time, and that's where we are going to start right now. jQuery code for Ajax call. This is the key part which we are going to discuss today. I have a scratch here which I will copy. This is a basic skeleton for an Ajax call. It does nothing yet, but it shows a structure where to do something. In Ajax setup, we have headers, and we have, I'm talking about this line, and here in this line we see CSRF token. What is that? This is cross-site request forgery protection. CSRF is a situation where you are recognized a legitimate user by the application, but you can do something. You can slip and click on the wrong link, and this. Generally, this is a situation where you are a legitimate user, but you are clicking or activating consciously or subconsciously illegal, malicious content. And this, the protection is very powerful, very good feature of Laravel. Everybody loves it. And why is this line so complicated? It's not complicated at all, because to be protected by the Laravel, you have to activate the protection. Activation is just one line of code in the as a meta tag in your HTML. I will go up here inside our template to this line, and this is this is all we have to do. We have to. There is a meta tag with the name CSRF token, and as the content is being provided by Laravel, as you can see. So let's go back here, and we are only telling the Ajax header. What is that? The token that comes from the Laravel to protect us from the CSRF attack. That's it, simple. Request is the most important part probably of an Ajax call. And it is a post request, and it needs a URL where to attack, where to call, and our URL is Empire. We have defined it before, and that explanation, that Stone's directory is a directory where we have Laravel installed. If you have Laravel installed in the root, you won't have this extra directory. Don't pay attention to it because it's our local stuff. But Empire is what we have created, that it's going to be a route. It's the right moment for me to remind it, the routing, okay? This URL will be activated by Ajax call as soon as we click one of the buttons. But it will be, what does it mean being activated? We need, as many things in Laravel, a route. And here, this is the web PHP. We are looking at our route file. And this is the route file that already works. It's a get for, to just display, it tells Laravel, display me the Empire template, the HTML with the 3 buttons. But really, we need a second route. We need a second route, and for the Ajax. And it looks like this. And this is a get route, show me the template. But there will be a post call with the same URL, a post call to a controller. This controller will only be called by the Ajax, but we need to name the controller. So our application is Empire, so we will call the Empire controller, and we need a function getLog. Let's call it like this. No. Okay. Empire controller is the controller which will be activated by an Ajax call, and the getLog is the name of the function inside the controller. And that's really it. We have created a second route only for Ajax calls. And the first route stays as it was. It is the route to display the HTML page. Okay, let's deploy it, not to forget it. And data. The data is we are now working on the request part of the Ajax call. Request call is what we are calling, and data is something that we are sending to the Ajax is sending to the server. What kind of data is this? We have to tell the server which of the 3 buttons has been clicked upon. How are we doing it? As you can see, this part of code is only active if a click has been done on one of the 3 buttons, and we have the 3 IDs: check Texas, check Berlin, and check Seoul. Very good. That means we need we need a variable now. We need a variable to send to the controller, to tell the controller what kind of server we want to attack. That means I will create the variable right here, and let's call it server. And the variable with the identification, the ID of part of the ID of the button. That means this ID in this moment has check Texas, checks Berlin, but we don't want the check part. We only want Texas, Berlin, or Seoul. Therefore, we'll do something like a substring. And how many letters? Check C8, 6 with the underscore. Okay, that means that's all right. At this moment, the variable server will include either only the word Texas or Berlin or Seoul. This is the server variable, and we put it in the JSON form. The first part is identifier, and the second part is no. That's how it is. And in this, with the identifier server, we are sending the variable server to the controller, and that's it. The request is done, and now we have two more parts done in success, in the case of success, and this is some work to be done here. I screwed something up. Okay. And fail is where Ajax has problems, and we want us to alert us. To alert about the problem. Of course, you can write error logs or other things to trap the problem. But let's do some real work on when the request is done. That means everything went through fine. What is going to be done when a request is done? We are going to fill the content of the modal box with the data received from the controller. The data from the controller is inside this MSG message variable, which we want this data from the, we want this as an array. Okay, we want this an array. That means we would like to fill the text area, which is inside the modal box, and the idea of the text area is log content, and this is where the real text, the real beef comes in. Good. That means right here in done, I need to do some jQuery. No, this. The ID is, what is the ID? It's log content. Log content is the ID. This log content, and it's going to have text, and the text is message, and as I said, this is an array, and let's give it an index. It's going to be log content. Let's not forget the name of the index, because the controller is going to produce it, to need it. And also I thought to have not only the log content, but the last update of the log file, the timestamp of the log file, how old it is. So I have decided to create another idea in the modal window with the name of last update. Last update, and that means and that will come last update. We don't have it yet. We don't have it yet. Where are we going to put it? Modal body text goes here, right? Maybe like here. ID. Last update. Last update, and we're going to say something like this. Last update, colon, and we are appending. We are going to append here the variable last update. I think that's going to be good. It's going to do the job. That means last update. It's not going to be text. We are going to append it. Append with last update. Log content. Probably it's probably this what we have done. Checking it. Yeah, that's probably it. Let's deploy it. No, yes, we can deploy it, but it still won't work because we don't have a controller yet. Now let's a short introduction to the controller world. This is the minimum, probably the minimum which you can have on a controller. How did I make it? You can make a controller by cloning existing controller, but a nice and recommended way of making a controller is using an Artisan utility with PHP, make controller, and you name it. Empire controller, for example, and this Artisan utility, you are going to do it in the console, of course, and this Artisan utility will produce exactly what you see on the screen right now. Okay, there will be a request, and the request will need it later because in the request is the variable that we are sending to the controller. But inside the controller class, we need a function, and we remember that the name of the function is getLog, and this function will send the data back to Ajax. Where do you remember? Where do I take the name getLog from? It is important to name it exactly getLog because in our route file, we have defined getLog right here. This is the function, and that therefore inside the controller, the name of the function must be exactly the same what we are telling in the route. GetLog, that's right. And as I said, we would like to have an array back, so I'm creating the array. I'm saying the name of the array is not important. Let's call it something like log data. But what is really important is the indices. It's one of them is log content. All right. And the other is last update. Okay, and the log content and last update is going to be a date, something like, I don't know. Okay, and we must return it. And that's it. You are asking probably where is the beef? Where is the real data? This is the topic for the next and probably the last part of this tutorial. There is some real work to be done inside the controller, and I don't want to make it too long today. Therefore, I am sending now just some dummy data in the array, and in the next tutorial we will fetch real logs from real protected directories of different servers which really exist outside in the world. Let's deploy it. Deployment done. Okay, therefore I think we are ready to check if everything works or not. Let's refresh that one. And what happens if I do this? Yeah, it works. What we see here in this pop-up window is the date. This is the last update that we have just typed into the controller inside the function, and this is the content of the log content variable exactly from the that also comes from the controller. Fine, we did our job almost, because it tells us the same thing. There is one more bug. That means it is appending the date, appending, and rather than clearing it. Okay, I know. Let's fix it right now if we have a second. So we are not going to append, we are going to do text. We are going to our template, where is at the bottom of the template is Ajax call, and this append was not a good idea. I will make it a text here, and the text is going to be something like this: last update. Okay, last update, and we are going to remove the text last update from here completely. Okay, deploying that one. Refresh, and now that was one. Okay, now it works. Last update shows, but it always shows one and the same thing. It shows the same thing from, we don't know what server it is from looking at this. We get the data, but we don't know what server it is. Let's fix that one. And that means from error log from, okay, modal title. And here, if we would like to error log from Berlin, from Seoul, this is what we want. Okay, we have a class model title, but I don't want it. Probably used only once in this, template. But to make sure, let's create an ID, which is unique and should be is a model dash title and error log from. Okay, we will leave this one empty. Okay, error log from. Model dash title is a new ID, and right here, this is the class. So I will go to the ID model title. We are going to fill this one. Okay, with the text log from server, and here we are not going to this. We already have this variable, which is server. You can see this variable right here. No, sorry. And this variable server, which we have created here, has as a content has part of our identifier, which is Texas, Berlin, Seoul. So we simply put this no, I I screwed up something. I would like to have the server variable here, and it works. Actually, we can even add some HTML here and to make it looking nice, so it's not text. Let's have it HTML, and for example we can have something like put it a color. How I do it? Yeah. No, sorry, I screwed up. Yeah, let's have it. Okay, what I did here, I did some HTML to display the server variable and see how it works. Refresh. Wow, log from server Texas and content now from server Berlin. Okay. There is one small glitch. You see a second of time. Look carefully. When I put on Seoul, it first shows Berlin, and then it changes to Seoul. That is not nice. And let me tell you how to fix it. Displaying of the modal is made before getting the content. Let's do it. Let's get the content first and display later. That means I will move this line. This line is popping up the modal window, so I will move it from here to when it is done, because it can take a second, especially if we are attacking foreign servers. It can take 1 second, 2 seconds, and the same thing in here. Okay, so what we have fixed now is that display is only after we have request done, after the data has arrived to us back from the server. Only then we do modal show and immediately replace the content. Okay, deploy it. And the last check probably for today. Server Texas, close. Seoul, better. Okay, thank you guys for your attention, for your time. This was the third part of the tutorial, and the last part of the tutorial will be about controller, how to fetch data from foreign protected location. Thank you, and hopefully talk to you on the next and last part.